Hello and welcome everyone to part 2 of the Resinsoul Pixiu review. In this review, I'll be doing a quick comparison of how this doll handles default from the company versus giving it thicker elastic and sueding its joints. I'll also mention some clothes that can fit these dolls that you can easily buy at our local toy department store. So we shall start off with Virgil, whom has the default stringing from Resinsoul still in him and has not been sueded. With his head, it does not keep poses very well. It just wants to stay down like that all the time. But it takes some fiddling to keep it in one position. Then the arms, they do not stay up by themselves. The only time I can ever get his arm to stay up is if I have it like that. But otherwise, it won't keep this pose by itself. Then you have his torso piece here, which theoretically is supposed to bend like this and stay, but it does not. It doesn't really stay that way very well. And he should be able to pose or bend backwards a little bit, which he keeps it if he's like in an upright position, but if you wanted him like to lay down and arch back, it's not gonna happen. He tends to just fall over really easily, or bend over. So that's quite frustrating. He keeps all of these pieces in position pretty well. They lock in place, but when you want him to stand with everything bent like that, he doesn't keep the poses very well, or it doesn't stand very well. It takes some balancing and some fiddling, and then he ends up in like a pose that's just not very nice looking. But overall, he's just really floppity and loosey-goosey, and it's no fun to handle. So that is the default Resinsoul body. Now on to Lucia, who I have restrung with thicker elastic, and I have sueded most of her joints that needed sueding. So for Lucia, I have sueded the neck hole here, so she is able to keep poses a lot better, and yeah, her head isn't quite going all over the place, and it's not quite as fiddly to get it to pose. Her shoulders have also been sueded, so she's able to keep her arm up like so. It does take some fiddling though to keep her arm up like that though, because just with how Resinsoul designed their double joints, they just like to bend a lot no matter what. Go down to this torso piece here, and I sueded it, and I think also thanks to the string she's able to keep this bend forward and keep that pose, and then she's also able to bend back and keep that pose even when she's lying down. For the most part, you have to be pretty. It's still kind of fiddly, but not as bad as without sueding. Like, she doesn't bend forward quite as easily, or well, she still does, but it's not quite as dramatic as with Virgil. It doesn't happen quite as often. It'd probably happen even less often if I resueded that socket there. Then you bend all the pieces here for if you want her to stand in a more dragony pose, and it's a lot easier to make her stand with all of her leg pieces bent. And then just generally, she as you can see, she is a lot sturdier. She doesn't wiggle quite as much as Virgil does, and she just feels more, I don't know, more full, complete, I don't know, whatever. She doesn't feel like she's just gonna fall into pieces. And that is the comparison between the bodies when you get it straight from the company and how it works when you put some extra work into it. And now for easily accessible clothes that'll fit on a Pixiu body. First we have the Barbie and Ken Fashionista line. For the Barbie side of the Fashionista line, you'll generally want to find clothes that have, or they're made of a stretchy material, because tops will usually not fit if they don't have any give to them, because the Pixiu, they got a bit of a belly. So if you get a top that covers like the whole torso, you'll want it to be stretchy to fit over the belly so it can close all the way in the back. I have not yet experimented or tried out non-stretchy bottoms or skirts on the Pixiu just yet, from the Barbie Fashionista line. But stretchy skirts I think will generally fit. I have not yet tried pants, but I really doubt Barbie pants will fit. For Ken Fashionista clothes, they will generally fit pretty well on the Pixiu body. Tops will be on the long side though. They'll look more like dresses than shirts. So that's something to take into consideration. Ken shorts fit pretty well. You will have to take the talons off of the Pixiu to put them on though. I believe somebody has gotten their Pixiu in the longer Ken pants, but it is a tight fit. And next there is the Liv line. So at this time I do not have any Liv boy clothes, so I don't know how they fit on a Pixiu. But for Liv girl clothes, you will want to get something that's, for tops, you'll want baggier tops, because those will fit pretty well, or pretty decently anyway. The more fitting Liv tops will be on the tight side, and some of them won't even fit if they're not stretchy. Then skirts, if they don't have the built-in panties or whatever, they will fit, but they will usually have to be closed or go up really high on the Pixiu about here to be able to close in the back, because the Pixiu has quite a little belly on them. So mini skirts on a Liv are super mini skirts on a Pixiu. Then leggings, if they're super duper stretchy, they should be able to fit. It's really hard to get them past this little claw in the back of the leg there. So that might be a hit or miss. For pants, you will want something that is stretchy and baggy for it to fit on the Pixiu. Anything that's not stretchy or isn't baggy won't get on a Pixiu's body. And the last line of clothing I have tried on my Pixius that fit are from the Moxie Teens line. For tops, again, you will want to find something that is made of a stretchy material, because anything without any stretch from the Moxie Teens line won't fit on a Pixiu body. Bottoms will kind of generally fit. The two pairs of skirts that I have, one fit pretty much perfectly and the other was a little loose. So yeah, and I don't have very many Moxie Teens clothes to really go by, and I don't think there's very many fashion sets out there, so you kind of have to experiment on your own with that. And that's all I got on easily accessible clothes that you can get these guys or dolls with similar measurements. So I hope that helped you guys that are getting a Pixiu and don't have any clothes ready for them. So hopefully your Pixiu won't be stuck naked for months at a time. So whoop-de-doo. That is all for part 2 of the Resinsoul Pixiu review. If you'd like to watch part 1, there's a link to it in the video description down below. And if you have any questions, feel free to post a comment on the video or send me an ask on Tumblr. Thank you for watching.